From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Welcome to, or if you've been watching, welcome back to Montana This Morning. So good to be with you on this Friday, right in the middle of May 15th. I'm Don Hudson in for Haley today. She has the day off, and I think Monday as well. I'll be back to bug you along with Miller Robson, who has to put up with me every time I show up here.
And Monday's going to be different than it is today. It's going to be colder. It's going to be colder, and we could possibly see a little bit of white stuff Monday morning when we come into work.
Really?
How about that? Yeah.
How about Saturday and Sunday?
Well, Saturday starts off good, and then as we get into Saturday night into Sunday, Sunday could be problematic with a lot of rain possibly heading our way. It all depends on the evolution of the system heading our way. But it is one thing the models do agree on. We are going to be cooling down. Now, we've been gradually cooling off since we saw that record high of 95 on Wednesday in Billings. We hit 75 yesterday, which is still about 9 degrees above average, a lot of low to mid 70s yesterday. And we'll be a little cooler today with 60s and some low 70s this afternoon. Beautiful start out there right now. Yesterday, a big story, of course, top gusts 58 miles an hour. We had some strong winds across the area. Still going to be windy today, but not as. We'll have winds out of the west-northwest anywhere from 25 to 40 miles an hour. Even stronger, up to 50 up there in the northeast corner of the state, where we do have a red flag warning in effect through this evening with low humidity and dry conditions. Don't do anything outside that's going to cause a spark. So we're in the hole for the month and definitely for the year in terms of the moisture totals, but we do have a chance to make up some ground by the end of the weekend, first part of next week. Winds are quiet right now, but again, they could pick up as the day goes on. Temperatures now in the 40s and 50s. We're sitting at 45 here in Billings. Not a bad start right now. Humidity at 48%, dew points at 26 degrees, winds out the west at about 8 miles an hour. A lot of sunshine to start, then some clouds building up later in the day. We may have an odd shower here in Billings. Our high today getting up to 71. So continuing to get cooler. We'll hold on to these temperatures pretty much tomorrow, and then starting Sunday behind that cold front, cooling down 40s and 50s with rain, mountain snow, and then maybe some areas on Monday not getting out of the 30s. So a big change with those temperatures heading our way.
Big drop.
Yeah, big drop after seeing those records midweek.
Okay, Miller will talk to you more about the forecast in a few minutes.
I'll be here. Thank you, bud.
Now to a developing story in Sweetgrass County. Crews from across the region continue to work together this morning to fight a wildfire burning just off the interstate in Greycliff. Now, the so-named Gray Fire drawing a lot of attention from those heading in either direction on I-90. Now, take a look at these new videos, I should say, sent to us from motorists last night. Yvonne Rivera capturing this as he was headed westbound, catching sight of the fire as it grew tall over the tree line. The smoke also seen billowing over the interstate from miles away. Casey Leonard also sent us some video taken as she drove by. You can see a slew of first responders that are on the scene there, parking near the rest area there and near Prairie Dog Village, just off the exit near Greycliff Mill. Now that brings us to the mill's own video. Last night, Greycliff Mill staff posted this video on their Facebook page showing how close their property is to the flames and the smoke. Staff there said they are preparing to possibly be closed today, depending on where that fire goes, as crews continue working to keep the flames away from buildings. Now, many others passed by that scene yesterday, getting their own angles on what was going on. This is video from Jamie O'Neill, a little bit shaky. She says the fire went from nothing to what you see in the video in just a matter of minutes, was continuing to grow there. And Joanne Bratton also sent us some pictures, just amazing pictures, really. You can see the heavy, dark smoke burning behind the rest area there, the Greycliff area there on the interstate. Dispatch says several fire engines were on the scene as crews continue to work on that fire overnight. As of this morning, we know the fire's burned at least 25 acres. No word yet on how it started. We'll keep you updated, especially if it starts to cause some issues with travel along I-90. We don't want that, that's for sure. All right, meanwhile, in northeastern Montana, parts of the Highway 2, I should say, along the High Line closed yesterday, not only because of strong winds, but because of what those winds were carrying. Now, Miller showed us some of the footage yesterday on Montana This Morning. This was a scene near Havre on Wednesday, massive wall of dust and dirt just blowing in the area, really from the strong winds carrying newly tilled dirt into the atmosphere. This was really a common scene, or is a common scene, I should say, in other parts of America, like Arizona. They frequently have these so-called haboobs or dust storms, but they're rare here in Montana. Zero visibility played a big role in closing out the highway, thanks to all that dirt. Important to note, by the way, that stretch of road reopened later yesterday afternoon. Now, the intense winds were whipping up whipping on and off, I should say, in the Billings area really throughout Wednesday and yesterday, but nothing like that scene up in the High Line. Still, our David J. went out, continues our coverage with a closer look at what happened to our north and what happened near Billings.
It almost looks like the Dust Bowl, but this is Montana, with much of the northeastern part of the state blanketed by dust.
And it's just a completely different aura. You feel like you're in a different world.
This is what it looked like as the dust rolled in near the Fresno Reservoir. Some drivers were caught in the dust, and highways across the northeastern part of the state were closed to traffic with visibility at less than 5 feet. Cody Cosmano is a photographer from Culbertson who has been in the thick of it all day long and could only watch as the visibility disappeared.
Little bit of dust particles through the sky, and it was kind of pretty, like a pretty scene coming in, and then like about 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, completely engulfed.
Just down the road, it wasn't just dust. The wild winds cause all kinds of property damage. This is Havre, where backyards were damaged, and in Wolf Point, it was downed trees. The wind made for poor visibility also in Fraser and Poplar. Here in Billings, the winds have also been strong, but not as severe.
It's been pretty windy. A lot of our plants and stuff outside in the back blew over, so we're gonna have to replant those.
Princeton and Michigan is where one of the biggest ones is as far as affecting the most customers, 50 to 400. Some of the neighbors say they haven't seen the crew, but maybe did see one of the trucks head up Michigan toward Rimrock.
Can't really do much. Can't even charge my phone.
Northwestern Energy prepared for the wind, making sure crews are ready and equipment is in place, and it has put out a reminder on staying away from downed power lines.
And if you see a downed or damaged power line, stay away, keep others away, and report that right away.
Over at Rocky Mountain College, the wind didn't stop the Special Olympics.
We've had score sheets take flight going straight to the fence across the field. So we've had many people just have to run across the field as fast as they can and get those sheets so we can get our athletes scored and get their medals.
So how did the wind affect you today?
It didn't affect me at all. It helped me keep the balls all straight together, and I came out second.
Bearable for these athletes, but completely unbearable along parts of the High Line, as residents are just hoping it will die down.
The sun comes out, it peaks around the clouds, and it gets brighter, and you can see a little bit more, but for most of the day, the visibility has been very low.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
Now, we have an update to a story that we have been following since last year. On Wednesday, a federal judge in Great Falls ordered the release of a Montana man who has been held in immigration detention since January. His name is Roberto Orozco Ramirez. He came to the United States from Mexico more than 25 years ago. He actually owns a diesel repair business in Freud, coaches baseball, and is the father of four American-born children. Now, the district judge there, Brian Morris, ruled that the government violated Orozco's constitutional rights by detaining him without a bond hearing. The judge found Orozco poses no flight risk, no danger to the community. The government has been ordered to release Orozco within 24 hours of the ruling, according to the Montana Free Press. Well, he walked out of the Cascade County Detention Center yesterday morning around 11. After more than 3 decades, the PBR's Unleash the Beast tour is leaving Billings. The PBR confirming its premier event won't come to the Magic City anymore. Now, yesterday I reached out to the PBR. They responded with a statement that reads, "The city," which they're referring to as Billings here, "remains very important to us, and fans there will have the opportunity to see top PBR competition through the Velocity Tour next April. As with every season, future schedules will continue to be evaluated over time." Now, our Alec Boffinger has more on that story.
After more than 30 years of showtime here inside First Interstate Arena, the PBR's Elite Series is bucking off the city that helped launch it. The PBR announced its 2027 Unleash the Beast schedule on Wednesday. Billings was noticeably absent from the 18 events.
The folks who are used to it have been coming here for 30 plus years. It was one of the original stops when the Cowboys actually created the PBR. It's pretty tough to swallow. I don't believe that it's anything that there's going to be able to negotiate. It feels like that the PBR as a corporate entity now with TKO, there's really no maneuvering.
I personally don't know how much the Metro, how much Billings, how much anybody here could have really done to change their minds. You kind of look at what the PBR has said about they're going into larger venues, specifically in places that have a large population base around them, right? I just don't know how much could have been done to change their minds.
While the superstars of the Unleash the Beast tour won't be making a stop in the Magic City, that's not to say the PBR is disappearing completely. The Velocity Tour plans to bring an event to Billings in April of 2027. Riders compete through the Velocity Tour to earn their status on the Unleash the Beast series.
If we want to continue to call ourselves a rodeo town, right? If we are smack dab in a place that loves the Western way of life, you come out and you support big time rodeo and bull riding events, right? So, okay, it's not the lead tour anymore, but these are theoretically the best up and coming bull riders that are going to the PBR. I mean, some of these guys that are the top guys on the PBR tour right now came from the Velocity Tour.
While Billings disappears from the premier event schedule, the PBR is adding stops in Los Angeles and St. Louis as they search out larger markets. Longest running stop on the PBR's premier tour comes to a grinding halt after 31 years in Billings. For MTN Sports, I'm Alec Boffinger.
The 2026 Montana Summer Special Olympic Games closed out last night with music and a ceremony, but not before a day filled with gold medal level competition from athletes across the Treasure State. They're chasing hardware, they're chasing memories, showing what the games are all about. MTN's Tom Wiley takes us back with a special look at the sights and sounds from yesterday. A great day for competition for all of those amazing athletes. While we might have had the closing ceremonies already, those happened yesterday, there are still some events actually happening today, just in case you missed out on the action and you want to go support these amazing athletes. They'll once again make their way to the stadium at Lockwood High School at 8 o'clock this morning for an array of races, including relays, and at 9 a.m. back at Herb Clip Field in Billings. The unified doubles bocce ball teams will take the field with the final day events closing out with lunch at 11 a.m.